Back with a word about the world's only living brain donor. Next.
He's a guy who knows no limits. We're going to show you a side of Rick Dees nobody has ever seen when News 4 LA at 4 continues. We're going to be taking a look at the hottest man in LA radio, Rick Dees of KIIS-FM. We're going to show you a side of Rick that nobody has ever seen. We begin with a public appearance at Long Beach Marina.
This will decrease the value of this hat, you know, but...
Rick Dees is hot. His radio show is #1. He has an international music countdown program. He's doing commercials, acting, and performing stand-up comedy. When he makes public appearances like this one, he attracts hundreds of fans, especially pretty girls of all ages. It wasn't always like this, but it was always fun.
My first romantic encounter was with, this is Martha Klutz down on the beach. And Martha and I shared a beach umbrella way back in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And then, of course, she's upset when I tell her that I'm not worth any money at all, so that she dropped by the wayside. Then was the kind of the geeky stage where I had one too many Twinkies, and then was the potato head stage. And I grew out of that, luckily.
There are some things we'd like to ask Rick Dees that would be in poor taste. So we let his fans ask for us.
I wonder how much he makes. Yeah, we're having so much fun.
Not enough. You know, I hitchhiked over here. It took me like 4 days to get here, because every so often from the valley out to this is Long Beach where we are right now. I kept on seeing the signs that said clean restrooms ahead. I must have cleaned like 40 restrooms on the way here. It took me like 4 days to... Forget it. No, but I got to get new shoes for this guy. Look at these, they're worn out. I need enough money for new shoes for him. I heard that Kelly Lang makes $3 million a year. Have you seen where she lives?
Did she take the cut and pay?
She can get 12 people in her bathroom, in her bathtub.
She's got that NBA-size shower?
She's got an NBA shower. Like, what does she need a shower to get 12 people in it?
When is he going to make it big in the movies? I mean, I don't think he's going to be a DJ for the rest of his life.
That would be so nice, you know. Did you tell her that he's just not talented enough?
You said you were on Love Boat?
I was on Love Boat. In fact, Love Boat, I was on 15 seconds, which is a record for me. Did a scene with, I've forgotten who it was. It was Linda Blair in Love Boat. Her head spun around a few times, and she kissed me, and it was like 15 seconds, and it was over.
Where would you like to be in 10 years? What would you like to be doing in 10 years?
I'd like to be in Kelly Lang's shower. No, other than that, just, you know, I'm doing what I love. I'd like to be doing this exactly. I'd love to star opposite Goldie Hawn a couple of times and stuff like that. But if it doesn't happen, that's all right. It's just, I'm living my fantasy right now and getting ready to have, on a jet ski, a 100-yard industrial strength enema.
This is just the beginning of the Rick Dees story. Tomorrow and Wednesday at 4, we'll see Rick jive talk.
Bring on these women.
Moonwalk. Spin records. And spin his kid. And tomorrow, the death-defying jet ski race with yours truly.
Looks like you jet ski about how you play basketball.
How'd you know that was me?
Was it?
Well, it could have been Rick, couldn't it?
I think it was you. He's a fascinating, charming guy.
He is really a nice guy, and there are a lot of sides to him. We're going to be talking to his wife, Julie Dees.
She does those great impressions.
Very talented. She does voices of people that are just amazing. Rick says that's one of the reasons they get along so well, because she can be a different woman every night. It's amazing.
Right. You're going to go to work with him?
We're going to go to work with him tomorrow morning. We're going to talk to Liz Fulton and the people at the show on KIIS-FM. And we're going to do, of course, the ski race tomorrow. I tell you, that was a little bit scary, but it was a lot of fun.
Very good. Well, we'll look forward to it.
All right. Side of this guy.
Well, hello, this is Rick Dees. We're going to be talking about Rick Dees, the family guy, in just a minute. Wow. So sincere.
Death-defying jet ski race with Rick Dees when News 4 LA at 4 returns in just a moment.
My series on Rick Dees, one of LA's hottest performers. Today we see the family side of Rick and the competitive side in the daring jet ski race.
I'm still not exactly sure how I got into this, but Rick challenged me to a jet ski race with him and Liz Fulton at Long Beach Marine Stadium. Now, Rick had obviously spent some time on a jet ski. It's a tip-off when you see a guy riding his son on a jet ski with his name on it. But no matter, it's for charity, and it should be fun.
All right, they're going. Hey, Dees is up front.
Rick had no problem at all. He was off like a shot. I, on the other hand, had a bit of a control problem with my ski around the first turn area, but then it turned into quite a race. And on the last lap, Rick wipes out, and so do I, right behind him. Taking advantage is Liz Rug Burns Fulton, who sails past the finish line. Rick recovers to finish second, and since I'm already out of it, I decide to at least finish standing up. That was a bad move. A few hours later, after we dried off, we meet Rick at his San Fernando Valley home, along with wife Julie and son Kevin. Julie is also a successful performer and master of dozens of voices. Rick says that's part of the attraction.
I think I'll have you tonight. I think you should be Joan Rivers tonight, all right?
I can be anybody he wants.
Anybody,
whatever
she can be
night.
Barbara Streisand tonight, or be Joan Rivers for me this year.
Oh, can we talk? Oh, yes. Oh, you're disgusting. Grow up, Rick Dees. Grow up. It's so sad. Oh, it's so sad.
How about those rock stars we play?
Rock stars, ugly. I bet your dog. I bet your dog.
What do you think of Boy George, huh?
Oh, Boy George.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first man in America to get toxic shock. Oh, grow up, yes.
Don't think I really talk like that.
That's right. No, that's her real voice.
Now, you do all those things now. You do a lot of the voices on the show. I know you do the Jane Fondle.
Yeah,
That's right, Jane
do a
Fondle.
little Jane, just...
Hello, this is Jane Fondle for Radio Aerobics. I hope you're exercising. Are you sweating? You should be sweating. Remember, a perfect body is most important, and you should have one because I do. Thank you.
The first thing I ever heard, I never heard her real voice. She was doing Cher. And what were you saying? Cher was saying stuff like... What?
Oh, you were watching me taping
Right,
a television
taping.
show. I was just kind of going, hey, wow, man, this is really cool, you know what I mean? I dig you guys digging me, digging him, digging the cameraman. Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Hey, take me home.
And I did.
Yeah, and here we are at home.
Here we are at home.
How did he propose? How did that happen?
Oh, well, that is funny. Well, you know, in the South, they have these little hush puppies. Of course, you know. But a lot of people don't know what a hush puppy is. I think it's a dog or something. It's a little kind of a pastry, a corn muffin type little pastry. It's about this big. And he flew up to see me and gave me this little sack. And he said, I've got a little present for you. I know you love hush puppies. And the first time I'd ever eaten them, he had told me that he loved me. It's real corny, but it really did happen. And he said, now, you know, have some right now. And I thought, gee, it's, you know, in the middle of January. We're just sitting in a car in a parking lot. Why would I want to eat hush puppies? But I said, oh, sure, Rick, knowing he's crazy anyway. I said, great, you know. I almost swallowed the wedding ring. Here it is. There was one right inside the hush puppy. My engagement ring was in there. That was really neat.
It looks real, too. You would never know that.
You'd never
That's
know.
safe.
It cracks once in a while.
The other star in Rick Dees' life is his son, Kevin. The resemblance between Kevin and Rick at his age is amazing. Kevin wants to be a breakdancer like his dad.
It's tough for a white man to do that.
Kevin is already pretty good and gets some help from his father.
You is bad, Mr. Dees.
Okay, quick. One last spin on your back. And it's breakdance.
Tomorrow, Rick Dees in the morning at work with Liz Fulton and the coach, Charleye Wright. And Rick talks about how he was influenced by Michael Jackson.
You can see the influence there beginning to take
And a lot
over.
of people want to see the other people on the show, Charleye
You'll
Wright
see.
and Liz
You'll
Fulton.
see Coach Charleye Wright and Liz Rug Burns Fulton tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
Right
We'll be looking forward to
Okay.
it, John. Thank you.
Rick Dees has come a long way. While most of us were trying to figure out disco, Rick was making money on it with a huge novelty record called Disco Duck.
Party the other night. All the ladies were treating me right. Moving my feet to the disco beat. How in the world could I keep my seat?
Rick's radio career has not been without its ups and downs. He has been fired twice. first in Memphis.
It was really a shock because the general manager walked in and said, "You irritate me more than any guy I've ever known in my life," and then threw a knife at me, and I got out of there fast.
And he was fired in Los Angeles when KHJ went country.
And I walked in one day, and they had these boots there, you know, before I was supposed to go on there, and a hat, and the guys that would make it on the station were the ones that could last the longest on a mechanical bull, and I fell off after about 15 seconds. They fired me.
But Rick is now #1 in morning radio at KIIS-FM, even though he hates to be called a disc jockey.
I hate being called a disc jockey because it's just fun to get in here and have fun and do comedy and all, but for lack of a better term, that for 4 hours a day is what I am, I guess.
What would you call yourself?
An idiot.
Rick has help at KIIS, first in getting all the music, commercials, and voices on at the right time.
You know, I used to have to put up my own tapes and everything, but now, boy Paul, this is the man. He can bench press 300 pounds, he's single, and makes $1.25 an hour. And then, of course, Coach Charleye Wright and Liz Fulton have their hands full, as you can maybe see. He's in the phone, they're talking to his parole officer. Liz is on the phone talking to, let's see, who would she be talking to? Some guy with a towel. Some guy that owns half of Beverly Hills now. He's got a towel. They call him Chic Towel Head. And he has a Rolls Royce, and he's trying to get her to go out. And I think she's saying yes. She's laughing about it.
And what do Liz and the coach really think of Rick?
Rick's success is the fact that he has no talent at all, but he surrounds himself with very talented people. Liz Fulton, L.A. Larry, the coach, and he draws from us. We have this constant input. No, seriously, Rick is a very talented guy, as you obviously know. He can do a lot of things and do a lot of things well. He's very creative, thinks on his feet. That's the whole secret to it. He has a mind of all these jokes that he's stolen throughout the years, and he just fires them away all morning long.
Rick has the ability to remember something out of everybody's life, something that's happened. You might have forgotten about it when you were 4 years old and you spilled your milk at Denny's or something. That's the whole key behind it. It's a real human kind of a thing that he remembers. I don't know, and I don't think he does it consciously. I listen to him and I watch him and I go, gosh, I remember when that happened to me. That was embarrassing. And plus, there's no malice intended.
He's full of things. He's full of a lot of things.
Whatever you think of Rick, he is hot, and he is on all the time.
Hello, this is Rick Dees, and I am very heavily influenced by Michael Jackson. I'm here to talk to you about Wheaties. Every day for breakfast, I have one Wheaties, and it feels so good inside. And I just feel like people are wonderful, and life is beautiful, and beat it! Oh. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, his talent seems to be that he can get away with just about anything.
He does. He's one of a kind. I asked his program director, aren't there days when you say, you know, aren't you afraid it's going to get a little out of control? And he said, no, he's just a comedy genius.
Next time you do one of these, I want you to ask the general manager who fired him if he had any second thoughts.
Over the other stations, yeah.